This is Frog Valley Farm, and I want to talk about biodynamics and one system. So it's one earth, one system, and everything gets treated equal. You create a living tapestry of plants, mass of plants. And manage them for height. It's easier to manage the plants that grow on their own than the plants that don't. So don't get hung up on one thing, like eradicating a species of grass that you dislike, because then you're missing the picture. If you eradicate that, you have to start eradicating other things. So you want one living system, and you want to just look at it as a tapestry of life, a living tapestry, a three-dimensional tapestry. So you manage for height and you manage for life. And the biology takes care of itself. Your job is to just caretake it and manage it and design it. You don't have to use any chemicals. You don't have to use anything except, in Florida for tropical fruits, control on yourself and what you'll do to the system. So you have to control yourself from thinking you know a better way to grow a plant than nature. Height control. I kind of don't worry about it. For some reason, people like to get hung up on, well, what are you gonna do with this tree is planted 3 feet from this mango tree? What are you talking about? What am I gonna do? I have no idea what I'm gonna do. Maybe it'll die, maybe it'll live. I'm not gonna really worry about it. I just wanna get the plants in the ground and create the living system. So the more variety of plants you have, the easier your system becomes. I just want to say we are fully sold out of all biodynamic mangoes. So if you didn't get on the list, I can add you to the future list if you want. So it looks like we might have a small crop or a good crop of second mangoes coming in August, it looks like, end of August. But anyway, so this living system that you start by observing, letting the grass grow, seeing what's growing. If the grass isn't growing in an area, that is not a good area to plant a tree. You need to probably poke it with a pitchfork a few times and throw some earthworm castings on it, or some clean manure. Not a lot. Biologically, less is more, not more is more. Less is more. And maybe throw a couple of leaves on it. You want to redistribute the carbon. That's your job. To redistribute the carbon so that everything has equal amounts. That's the job. Not put the carbon in a bag on the street to be hauled off to the dump, to be mixed with everyone else's stuff and who knows what. You don't need to buy anything. You shouldn't, unless you're like, there's nothing growing in your yard. That's a whole different story. Just got to start with seeding. So anyway, this living tapestry, orchard floor, once you start getting like plants growing in it, once you stop mowing, the bugs show up. The bugs start showing up, followed by the birds and tortoises in our case. Anyway, I'm a purpose-driven business. I want to show people in Florida that you don't have to pollute to grow organically. And you shouldn't do anything. You should restrain yourself. Restrain yourself. When in doubt, don't do it. Till you learn and become a part of your living system. Because that's what you are. The healthier your soil, the smarter you're going to become. And it starts with eating, knowing what you're eating. I know they say, yeah, eating it is better than not eating it. I don't know in some of this stuff. Some of the stuff they use is pretty freaking scary to me. And I know it had made me dumb. COVID, I realized, I stopped going and not knowing what I was eating and eating 100% knowing what I was eating. It really awakened me to exactly what is going on with the food system here. And you got to support organic. It's the only way organic's going to catch on. And that's where it starts. I mean, the living system doesn't work with synthetic chemicals and plants grown for food that way that you're consuming. It doesn't work with you. It kills living organisms. It's against biology. That's why it doesn't work to eat it or put it in your system. It is an oxidizer. It kills eventually. First, it will make you sick, and then it will kill you, or can kill you. So we all need to be aware of the space we're in, because we're all one system. And in Florida, this place could be the Garden of Eden. I know my place is already. And I've lived in some places all over the US, good places that you could grow stuff, and this is the only one I've ever seen where this is truly possible. Maybe I just didn't have the knowledge back then, but for these types of fruits, all this different variety of fruits, not having to water it, not having to fertilize it, it's pretty amazing. I do grow dragon fruit. It's been one of my dreams, but I'm extremely picky about my dragon fruit. And I just want to show, this is a bruni. It's green. It's a tasty fruit, but it's tiny. And that don't cut it for me. I need big, sweet, tasty dragon fruit. But I need to put one of my new varieties in here with this. But you just plant them here. You don't have to water dragon fruit in Florida, California. I really don't think you have to water anything, except for plants that were started in a damaged environment caused by chemicals. Anyway, that's just my feeling on one system, one living system called Earth.